Hello, good morning. It's Friday the 16th. I'm FX Blue and this is the market brief. So the original reason for the EU summit, which kicked off yesterday, was to ratify the Brexit agreement. But as we know, there is no agreement. But instead of sitting around just idly twiddling their thumbs, a lot of finger pointing took centre stage as both sides expressed their disappointment over the lack of compromise. As such, it looks like the defining week for Brexit will actually just extend talks into next month, leaving Boris to sweep his threat of an October the 15th deadline under the nearest rug. Bless him. Criticism continues for the government's handling of coronavirus, and particularly how the second wave focus seems to have shifted from protecting the population towards protecting the economy. Ignoring the scientific advice for a circuit breaker lockdown has not showered them in glory, and Manchester has openly refused to accept Tier 3 classification. This has plenty of publicity and introduced a new dynamic to the debate, but it's unlikely to change the inevitable. So who's up for a side bet on when they finally accept it? The market took its lead from COVID and Brexit negativity, and that drove sterling lower yesterday. We touched a low of 128.90 against the dollar, and we're down to around 110.10 against the euro. Over in the US, the presidential debate did not go ahead. It was replaced by separate town hall events, but neither were really up to much and not worth looking up on YouTube. Trump regressed to primary school behaviour when he was asked if he'd taken a COVID test back in September. The answer of maybe I did, maybe I didn't isn't exactly becoming for the most powerful man in the world, any more than it was to put all the blame squarely on Nancy Pelosi for the lack of stimulus package when she wasn't there to counter. Meanwhile, Biden didn't fare much better. He dithered and stumbled over his numbers, particularly when quizzed about rolling back the Trump tax cuts. Weekly jobless data shows further evidence that unemployment is plateauing in the US. Despite a drop in continued claims, the new claims rose to just shy of 900,000. So regardless of who wins the election, they'll certainly have their work cut out with the unemployment numbers and bringing them back under control. The EU summit is unlikely to find any fresh initiative over the second wave, even as the infection rate is beginning to grow at an alarming rate. Even Germany recorded a record level of infections yesterday. But anything other than wait and see would be a real surprise, given it's the Eurozone, but that could drive the euro higher. Don't hold your breath though. Yesterday, euro dollar continued a little lower and we're trading around the 117 mark this morning. Right, that's it from me. Have a wonderful weekend. Do join me again on Monday. All the best.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.